All right, we're giving you a little tour of Hume Lake,
Well,
California.
Go back. Farther, keep going. Go, more. There's a building. Oh, there it is. That is the place for the best milkshakes in the world. Hume Lake Snack Shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, best
They're like
milkshakes
20
in the world.
bucks each, but
20
they're really
bucks
good.
each. Yeah, right. Come on, they're only about $5 each, but still, they're the best milkshakes.
Beautiful day here in Hume. Wanted to share this with you. It's just perfect.
Yeah. It would be more perfect if you were here. There you go. There's the tour of where we've been the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And we are back live with you. Heads cut off. There we go.
Get
it focused in. There we go. So welcome everyone. We are excited to be wrapping up our last day here at Hume Lake. The last few nights we've been speaking on Facing Your Relational Giants. Last night I think was the most significant, and then we talked about conflict and forgiveness. And Brenda was really happy because there were a few people who were actually crying by the time we got done. So,
you know it's a good night when you have people crying.
Mission accomplished, and that really means that God is working in people's hearts and transformation is taking place because they're finding a place that the work of Jesus and the nature of forgiveness that we all struggle with is something that was given room to be had. So yeah, and a lot of really cool conversations with different couples and with a lot of the staff here at Hume, 18, 20-year-olds. It's been great. Go ahead, it's your turn. I'm carrying the conversation here. Come on, get in.
No, just kind of a divine appointment. We were just in one of the shops and poking around, and one of the gals came up to us and asked, if we were the speakers, and we talk about stepfamilies, and we go, yeah, but this week we're talking about relationships in general, and then she just started sharing her whole story. Yeah, 18 years old, pretty new into it, and living with her mom and stepdad, and just the challenges she's having. It's not going well, and for 18 years old, she was pretty well grounded and but hurting too, and seeing even her mom and her stepdad, how they were not connecting, and how even though she's living in the home, she's will be respectful to this guy, but this new guy isn't treating her mom very well, so she's having trouble respecting him in the sense of, as a father figure, man in her life, when she sees that he's not treating her mom nicely. So she was very succinct.
She was transparent.
Yeah,
She was talking about the real stuff.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we can grab her for a podcast interview, because man, once again, we've said it before, when you get remarried, just because you don't have little ones underfoot, a lot of people think, oh, they're 18 or they're adults, it's not going to affect them.
Not true.
It really does.
Not true. Yeah, she wanted to talk, but she was on the clock, so she didn't have a lot of time to talk and such. But it was really cool to be able to connect with her and just hear her heart and encourage her in a way that she's not going crazy. These are normal things that she's experiencing, even though they're difficult, but to persevere through. So that's really been cool. Really been cool to have that kind of connection. Last night, for instance, because this is Hume Lake High School camp, junior high camp, as well as middle school camp.
And the little guys, 8 to 11 years old.
Yeah, little guys too. But last night, one of my stepsons and daughter-in-laws, we went up to see one of the competitions in the middle of the night called Kajabi Can, and it was a violent game. People got hurt. The hype and the music, and it was incredible. Anyhow, if you know the game Kajabi Can,
what do you do? It's called the Can.
You basically try to rake each other over this barrel and eliminate the other player by yanking each other's arms out of the sockets. Yeah, it's really a cool game.
It's a young man's sport.
Yeah, it's a young man's sport.
Well, the girls were doing it too.
Yeah, and then right after the girls were done, this young woman kind of bumped into me and says, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry." He's like, "Hey, aren't you the girl that just won?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Are your arms hurting?" And she goes, "Oh, yeah." So I rubbed her arms for a couple of minutes. She goes, "Thanks, okay, bye." And off into the crowd she went. So it was really cool just to have a quick connection with one of the high school students here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
this,
yes, yesterday morning we had a chance to sit with a couple,
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of talk about what their stepfamily journey is and some of the difficulties that they're going through, and some of the unfairness, as well as some of the growths and wins that they're having. But just to affirm people has been such an honor this week,
Yeah.
just to have that opportunity to do that. You want to talk a little bit more about some of the evening chapels at all, or?
well, I was just going to say what's coming to mind is right behind or next to us here is a boat ramp. But night before last, they had,
Oh yeah.
they had at night with spotlights and everything. They had a BMX jump contest. So they
Yeah,
actually
bike
had
jump.
a bike jump at the end of the dock.
3, 2, 1, it's bike jump time.
And this place was just packed.
Yeah, probably about 1,000 people.
Yeah,
Easy.
and these guys were just like pedaling as hard as they can to go up off the ramp and
Little Stingray
and,
bike with a teenager on
Yeah.
it. Of course, yeah. It's safe. It's
At
safe.
night. I mean,
It's
what
at
could
night.
go
What could go wrong?
But they had two first aid life
Oh, yeah.
guards in the pool waiting for in the lake
Which was
here.
really cool, because when they got into the water, everybody cheered because they knew the competition was about ready to start. These guys are in black, skin, black sweatsuits or dive suits,
Yeah.
and they throw their pontoons out there and do simultaneous belly flops. The whole place goes crazy.
So that was kind of cool. And then a couple of people didn't even make it to the end of the jump because they fell off.
They fell off the bikes.
because they were pumping so hard and rocking back and forth. I felt bad.
Fell
for
off
them.
the dock right behind us. Yeah, they crashed and burned pretty
Yeah.
bad. So anyway, yeah, not an old man sport. This is
No,
definitely
we're
teenage.
feeling very old.
Yeah, definitely feeling like grandparents for sure. So, but anyhow, fun to hang out with the kids and just to interact.
Yeah, but as far as the evening sessions, we've been speaking about an hour and a half each night. Someone comes in and starts with worship, which has been great. And then I've been really encouraged. I mean, there's been a couple of kids, like middle schoolers, that have been coming with their families.
Yeah, really
and
cool.
they keep coming back each night. It's like, you're back? Wait.
Yeah.
But we're really trying to gear what we're talking about relationships for everybody.
Yeah, I had a couple
for kids
college students sit in on a couple of the evenings, and great interaction. And one young man is doing his work at I forget which college it is, Southern California someplace, and a psych degree, and he's not quite sure whether he wants to go into counseling or not. I says,
no, run, go back.
Yeah, but I says, and he's like, maybe I should get some more life experience. I was like, that's not a bad idea, but if you have empathy, if you can really show empathy toward people, go for it, because that's about 80% of it. But I really felt like, hey, he's realizing that he needs to get more life experience under his belt.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. Good perspective. Just an honor to hang out with some of these kids, especially when they're dressed up completely crazy and look like they're out of their mind. It's wonderful.
Craziness it's been good.
Driving down a dock in the middle of the night trying to jump off
what,
a ramp.
What could go wrong?
Right, exactly. So anyhow, so each evening's had a great session, great interaction. We've done a couple of new things which have been kind of fun. And then this evening we will be talking about, introducing Fred, our Fred prop, talking about intersubjectivity and relationships.
Well, last night we introduced a hula hoop, which is a new thing. So I've really been working on my hula hoop skills.
Yeah,
so we'll have
great
to
hips.
We'll have to put that into
Good
our
hip action,
seminars.
Yeah, good hip action, honey. Sure thing. Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. No, yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. I will let you take that all day
That's
long.
got to be on our next video we do, right?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Nah.
Anyhow, we appreciate your prayers and watching in, and again, checking out the podcast. I think we've got a couple of new people.
Okay, we're still going.
Yeah, we had a technical difficulty. Yeah, the
we don't
camera,
have a camera crew here with us.
The camera just popped off of Brenda's
selfie stick.
But hey, we're still live and running.
Woo-hoo.
I mean, we're authentic. Really, honestly, it's good. It'll all be good.
Plus, we can't afford our people. We can't afford a crew, so we could use a sponsor.
Yeah, we
right?
could still use a sponsor.
For video
we could
and
still
our
use a sponsor, podcast, all that kind of stuff. We truly are trusting the Lord. Hey, and again, just thanks for joining us. All things considered, if you ain't got the marriage,
you ain't got nothing.
All right, take care. We'll be back to you hopefully in the next day or so.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.